A guide to losing customers, 11 foolproof recipes straight from the pros. Now the fourth video in this series. Hi, my name is Christian Wurzelball. I support the textile service industry with management training, Neuen Textile Service 4.0 and practical hints that you can implement right away. Yeah, I've got quite some experience in the industry, about more than it's almost 30 years now, so let's say 27 years in leadership positions in the industry. And I did everything from being a sales rep myself to customer service, and I was in charge as a general manager for a plant, and I was in charge of a business unit, and then for a whole enterprise of 1,000 people. And so we did our share of mistakes regarding customers, and I really tried to get customer satisfaction as high as possible. And at the end of the day, we had between 1 and 2% customer churn each year in percent of revenue, so it was more than 50 years average customer. And yeah, I want to share with you now a few hints. This is now the fourth video in this series, and so that you on the one hand can learn from mistakes and know how to do it better. And you can also share this video with others that need it maybe. And if you like this channel and if you like this video, then consider subscribing to the channel and like it and give comments. This is a good thing for the YouTube algorithm, and is a kind of a tip for a YouTuber like mine. So the tip how to lose customers, and the fourth one is that customers really love to be run over. They do not want to be informed, just do and change everything, and you know it better than they do. This is actually a big issue, because when you have a laundry operation, you service many customers, of course. And when you need to change something like a different kind of packaging, a different kind of cages, or when you change the routes, or when you change even the customer service representative and so on, it's really easy to forget that you communicate with the customers. But for the customer, this is very important, because your service is actually one of the most important services that he relies on. And therefore, if something changes, he is impacted in his operations. In this case, it's really important that you appreciate how important your service is to the customer, and that you do not run over your customer. And I want to give you a few ideas regarding this in order to make prudent changes. So one of the most important things is that you communicate well. Either if it be holidays, that you have changes in the routes, delivery time, that you change even the plant a customer is serviced by, or the type of packaging and so on. Always communicate. So the customers love to be communicated, to be informed. So for instance, I myself have subscribed to a few different software products in order to do my work right now, and I get updates from each and every product myself, and I can decide myself whether I read them or not. And in some cases I do read them because it's important to me. And I think it's important that you communicate on all different channels with your customers. And also, do not underestimate minor details. For instance, if you change if you get a new folding machine, or you get new cages, and you want to change the way you fold, for instance, the linen, then this is a very minor thing, and you might think that it doesn't change anything because who cares how you fold the linen? But for a customer, it might be a big thing because he is not able to put it into his cupboard anymore, or that he has special shelves on his trolleys and so on. So even minor details are important to customers, and I think it's important also to inform them that there is a change coming, and that they know that you appreciate them by informing them about these changes. Of course, you do not have to ask everybody whether you are allowed to make this change. So maybe just talk with your most important customers and ask for permission in some cases. But at least inform everybody that you make changes. And one of the most important things is that you value your employees. So your employees know very well what the customer appreciates and what he relies on, and what is important for him or her. And you need to listen to your employees, and you need to inform your employees. So whether they are in the delivery, whether they are truck drivers or service reps or in the office, they have valuable information themselves, and it's important that you take them on board. So I made my many mistakes myself, and one thing I've learned then is when we made changes, we had a meeting, we discussed these changes, we explained why these changes are necessary. And then the customer service reps or the office people, they knew what to do. Then they knew, we send out a letter, or we call all these customers, for instance, or we just give the truck driver the information in order to relate to the customer. And so it's important, and in this case, the employees can also say whether there is something of real concern, that you have, for instance, a special item that you must not change because it's really something that was a reason, for instance, of the customer to decide to work with you and not with the competition. So this is really important, and I've seen it lots of time, and I've heard it in the last months again and again, that there have been changes in that were poorly communicated, and where there was no consensus in the company, and at the end of the day you get really frustrated customer, because the point is the customer has a contract, and he is really frustrated if his service partner is not appreciating his needs, because then he might not be able to make to terminate the contract right away. So he has to live with this for the next 1, 2, or 3 years, and yeah. So be careful not to think that the customers are captive. So be careful. The customer is a customer, and the customer is by definition somebody who is able to say no. If he is not able to say no right now, he will be able to say no in the next few years. So take this by heart. Yeah, and then of course the customer service reps or salesmen, they should be the advocate for the customer in the company. And there is a conflict between the service reps and the supervisors in the plant. So the general manager or the team leaders in the plant, they have their own issues. They need to be productive. They need to have the right throughput and so on. And who cares about what the customer really wants? And there is at least one or two people who really care, and these are the service reps and probably also the truck drivers, and in some cases also the office staff. They really care about the customer because they communicate, they get the phone calls, they get the complaints, and it's important that you listen to them and that you give them also the right standing in the company, and that this is a conflict, of course, but it should be a positive one, and not it should not damage the company and also the cooperation between different departments. So no one should take it personally, but really help your customer service reps to have a good standing, and listen to them, give them a voice, and give them also a chance to have the right time to communicate changes and to sell these changes even to the customers. And when you think about it, maybe you can even get a really nice spin, and when you inform the customer well, then you have no issue, or at least not many issues. Of course, you have always issues. Yeah. So if you liked this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, because there are a few more videos to come in this series, and also other things that are important and good for the industry. And there is also a link in the YouTube description where you can subscribe to an email list. I'm sending out emails once or twice a week to the textile service industry, and I want to provide value to my subscribers. And there's also a link to book a strategy session of 30 minutes. So if you're an entrepreneur and if you need a sparring partner in this time of need, then we can make a phone call and take it from there. See you. Bye-bye.